Good morning, Brook Hollow fifth graders. We are going to be doing our SEL lesson number 3, similarities and differences in our connected and respected curriculum. So I sent your teachers some questions that they should have asked you for this game that we're going to play for our gathering. So they're going to ask you, or I'll ask you the questions, and then they're going to tell you the corners of the room that are your choices. So you're going to have 4 choices, and you'll go pick a corner of the room. So this is to help you get to know each other and find out some things about your friends. So the first question is, where would you like to go for a vacation? Where would you like to go for a vacation? Your teacher's going to tell you the 4 choices you have, and you pick a corner. Your second question, what do you like to do on the weekend? What do you like to do on the weekend? Your teacher's going to give you your choices and tell you which corners you're going to go to. Okay? Good. So now you've had a chance to see some classmates that have some similarities, the same as you, and things that you have in common. So now we're going to do our agenda check. So we just finished our gathering with attribute linking. We're doing our agenda check right now. So the gathering was a great way to begin to talk about the ways that we are similar and the ways we're different. As the agenda shows, we're going to do an activity called Know Your Fruit or Vegetable. Know your fruit or vegetable. And then we're going to learn more about each other, and then we're going to play a game to explore more about the topic of similarities and differences. Finally, or next in our debriefing, we'll discuss how we feel about similarities and differences, and then share something new we learned when we get to do our closing. So something new that you learned. So for our activity, you're going to be finding something that you have in common with other students in the class. Something like an interest that they are interested in doing or learning more about, a skill that they're really, really good at or you're really, really good at, something that they like or something that they dislike. Teachers, if you'll give each student a list, the list that I sent you, their class list, everybody needs their own. Students, once you get your class list, you are going to go to each person in the class and you're going to talk about the things that they have, that they're interested in, a skill, a like, or a dislike. When you find something that you both have in common, so maybe you both like dogs, you'll write that thing down, the thing that's in common with you, next to that person's name. Then immediately go find another person until you have something written by everybody's name in your class. Teachers, take 5-10 minutes, however long you see fit, to get this done. And then students, return to your desk when you are finished. So now that you've had a chance to talk to others and find out some things that you have in common, was it easy or hard to find out the things you have in common? How does it feel when you find that you have things in common with your classmates? Did you learn anything that surprised you about your classmates? Now that you've had time to share, we're going to do an activity called Getting to Know or Know Your Fruit or Vegetable. So teachers, I need you to put your students into pairs for this activity. Okay, each pair is going to get the fruit or the vegetable that I brought to your room. And students, now it's your turn to listen. Once you have your fruit or vegetable, you are going to have 2 minutes to look over and inspect your fruit and vegetable. Check and see, does it have any abnormalities, any spots on it? Is it smooth on one side and rough on the other? Is it discolored? Check it out. Okay, you got to know your fruit or vegetable. Then, teachers, you're going to collect those fruits and vegetables, and you are going to mix them up and then set them out someplace else, and each pair needs to go find their fruit or vegetable. Okay, so hopefully you had a little fun with that. You can go back to your seats. What did all of the pieces of fruits and vegetables have in common? What was different about them? How were you able to identify your piece of fruit or your vegetable? Was it easy or hard to find something distinctive, something that made it stand out about your piece of fruit? All right, now we're going to move into our debriefing. How are we, your classmates, like the fruit and vegetable? Can we look alike and still have qualities that are unique about us? How does talking about our commonalities and our differences help us to get along? All right, for our closing, teachers, if you'll go around to each student, and you may have them sit in a circle or whatever's best for your classroom, and each person's going to start a sentence with one thing I learned today about a person, and then share what they learned. So maybe you could say, one thing I learned about Mrs. Cordova is she likes dogs. Okay, so you want to go around the room and share what you learned about your classmates today in this activity. All right, I hope that you enjoyed this activity and you can see how even though we may look alike, we still have differences and we're unique, and that makes us special people. The world would be pretty boring if we all looked alike and liked the same things and acted alike. So that's why we're made this way. But also, just because we have differences doesn't mean that that's a bad thing. It's a good thing to learn about others and their differences. So think about that this week as you go through your classes. And I hope you enjoyed our lesson. I hope that the teachers are finding lots and lots of bucket fillers and that you're earning your beaver bucks. And I will see you next week for lesson 4. Bye-bye.